No, this is not a scene from a third world nation or a failed state. This is an actual city inside the United States of America. This is El Paso, Texas. This is what the single most corrupt president in our nation's history has done to our southern border. But the good news is that people are waking up. And if you stick with me to the very end of this video, I'll show you how even the most unlikely of people are turning against Biden and promising to consign the Democrats to a permanent minority party. The scenes on the border indicate nothing less than a literal invasion. As many of you know, the bumbling Biden administration announced that they were suspending what's known as Title 42 this week, which is an executive order issued by Donald Trump that closed off the border to migrants in an attempt to help prevent spreading the virus. Biden has announced that that is over as of this Thursday. It was another affirmation that the southern border is now completely open for anyone who wants to cross it. And that's exactly what Texas officials are so concerned about. We're already seeing an unprecedented surge of migrants overwhelming Border Patrol. Here's an eyewitness testimony to what's happening on the southern border right now.
You have hundreds of migrants here. You have hundreds of migrants crossing the border. What you guys just witnessed was the front lines here in El Paso, Texas at the border highway. There's hundreds of migrants crossing daily, thousands of migrants in downtown. Our city is being overrun. We have a serious invasion here and we need help. We need the federal government to step in and stop these people. We need to get these guys to go back to their country and not to wait here. What's happening is that they're going Greyhound stations or they're getting court dates, prolonged court dates, and just they're releasing them into the city, and there's lots of crime. Like a little boy that was at about 16-year-old boy that was at a shelter here. One of those migrants stabbed him to death. So there's crime that they're not reporting happening here in our city. But I'm here. I live here. I'm from El Paso, and I see this daily. So don't believe the reports of, oh, these are refugees. These are not refugees. I've never seen refugees with brand new Jordans. I've never seen refugees with cameras taking videos and TikToks. I've never seen refugees smoking vapors. I mean, these people are not refugees.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott made an announcement on the measures they're taking to circumvent the massive stampede of migrants they're expecting on the southern border as a result of the expiring of Title 42.
Right now, as we're speaking, the Texas National Guard is loading Black Hawk helicopters and C-130s, deploying specially trained National Guard members for the Texas Tactical Border Force. They will be deployed to hot spots along the border to intercept, to repel, and to turn back migrants who are trying to enter Texas illegally.
Hey gang, with all the insanity at our southern border and with bumbling Biden's deliberate incompetence, there has simply never been a better time to protect your assets with the timeless value of gold and silver. And that is where our good friends over at Goldco come in, gang. Click on that link below and learn the 3 simple steps you can take right now to protect your savings the way patriots throughout the centuries have always protected their assets. And that's, of course, with gold and silver. In fact, Goldco are patriots just like us, gang. They want you to succeed so much, they're offering you up to $10,000 in free silver while supply lasts. So don't wait. Click on that link below or visit my special website, turleytalkslikesgold.com. Now, the stats on the border are abysmal, to say the least. According to the data from U.S. Customs and Border Protection, President Trump oversaw the lowest illegal border crossings in 50 years. In 2017, there were 415,000 instances of illegal border crossing. That was the lowest since 1971. By contrast, since Biden assumed office in just 2 years, there have been an estimated 4 freaking million illegal border crossings, which is, again, according to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, an all-time high. So there's no question This is an unprecedented crisis, and Biden and the Democrats are intentional with this, right? Make no mistake. This is a deliberate, manufactured crisis to destabilize the nation and turn us into a full-fledged third world banana republic. But will this plan work? The good news is it looks like people are really waking up to this. Polls consistently show that upwards of 60 to 70% of the American population are very concerned about how Biden is handling the southern border. And very few issues resonate more with the American people than border security. But there's something else going on here, something that the Democrats never imagined would have ever happened in their worst nightmares. We saw it in a fairly recent poll from Quinnipiac. The poll had Biden looking at his lowest polling of his presidency, clocked in an utterly desperate 33% approval. It's about as bad as it gets for a sitting president. But when you dug into the numbers, that Quinnipiac poll found that Biden's lowest approval ratings were actually coming from Latinos. His approval among Latinos was just 26%. Now, we've talked about this phenomenon for some time now, but every major study out there shows that Hispanic voters are the single most conservative bloc, the most conservative demographic in our nation. They're the most pro-life. They're the biggest supporters of traditional marriage. And as it turns out, they're very nationalistic and patriotic. And they want a president that's going to boldly defend our borders, defend particularly our Christian culture, our religion, and our way of life. And so they've become, as a voting bloc, more and more attracted to MAGA Republicans. And we've seen this with border districts in the Rio Grande area that have traditionally voted Democrat. They're all now swinging way to the right and voting solidly Republican. We haven't seen that in 100 years. There was a shocking poll that came from the Wall Street Journal. It was a poll of Latino voters across the nation. And it found that were the election held today, 44% would vote Biden, 43% would vote Trump. Now that is an unprecedented 50-50 split that promises a political earthquake in the next presidential election. We've just simply never seen a poll like that before. So there's no question we're seeing a massive political paradigm shift in the making with one of the key constituencies of the Democratic Party, which then raises the question, can the Democrats win without Hispanics? And the simple answer to that is, generally speaking, no, they can't. Can they win San Francisco without Latinos? Of course. Can they win Baltimore without Latinos? Of course, no problem. But can they win statewide races without Hispanics? And the answer is simply no. Not in most states they can't. Latinos have, in effect, become the new swing voter. And this is utterly disastrous for the Democrats. So the irony here, the sweet irony, is that in opening up our southern border, ironically, Democrats may indeed be sealing their own fate. They're opening up the floodgates to a political constituency that may indeed end up consigning the Democrats to a permanent political minority status. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button, and you'll definitely want to check out my latest video. How do I describe it for you? It's a video you have to see to believe. It's going to blow your brain. So make sure to click on that link, and I will see you over there. God bless.